solar prints. You're going to need a clipboard, a plexiglass rectangle, a piece of solar paper for each student, a tray full of water where students can stop the solar print reaction, and then each student is going to collect things from the garden that fit on their hand and are flat so that they can fit between the plexiglass and the paper. So after you've had students gather items from nature that are no bigger than their hand and that can lie fairly flat, like a small leaf, a twig, or here I have a feather, a slice of dried orange, and a letter, then when they're ready, have them sit behind a clipboard and put their items from the nature alongside that clipboard. Then the solar paper has to be treated very carefully. The blue side must not see light until we're ready. So you can see I passed out the solar paper here, and we're going to keep the blue side down and put their hand on it so that it won't blow away or flip over. Then we're going to model for the students, have the sun rays work really fast, so we want to listen carefully. When I count to 3, you're going to flip the solar paper over so the blue side is face up, and then quickly place your item on the blue side of the paper and put the clear plastic shield on top. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. The plexiglass is going to let the light through, but also keep anything from blowing away. So I'm going to do that now, put it into the sun, and then you'll see that where it's blue, it will turn white. And that means it's ready for us to stop the reaction. So this usually takes about a minute, maybe 3-5 minutes, depending on how much sun you have. And if kids put their shadow in the way, all sorts of things can get in the way, which is kind of the fun of it all. And you'll hear kids like, "Hey, get out of my sunlight. You're making a shadow," stuff like that. We'll come back when this is completely turned to white, and then we'll show you how to stop the reaction, and it will be finished. You can already see it's starting to fade, and this might be something that you ask the students to observe. What are they noticing? Is it fading, uniformly? Is it fading in little splotches? Can they see the fibers of the paper as they're noticing the change in its color? Or other teachers I know will get up and go play a game and have these just sit somewhere. You might also have the students guess or hypothesize if the shape of the different object is going to be exactly the same, or if they notice anything like, if you can see in this picture, the orange is casting a shadow a little bit over to the left side of our picture, and then the feather is casting a shadow that's a little bit underneath this upper edge. So the students might guess that the shape of the orange and the shape of the feather will be slightly different. And you can kind of see the same thing happening with the E, so it's almost like a drop shadow in a document that they might make if they're doing something on Google Docs or a drawing or something like that. Or if they're even making their own artistic version of this drawing, they can see the shadow. Okay, for our purposes, this is good. So we'll take off all of the objects, take off the plexiglass, and then quickly dunk it in the water, and that will stop the reaction. And then it will need some time to dry. Once it's dried, then we'll see the final product. So here we go. So you can see what's left over, and then as it dries, you'll notice it'll flip. Where it's white is going to turn dark blue, and where it's dark blue, it's going to turn white. It's kind of interesting to see the different chemical reactions changing right now as the water is on here too. So maybe talk about that with the students, see what they notice, get them observing as much as they possibly can about the work that they're creating. Okay, the paper's still a little bit damp, but that's basically what we're going to get. And then as it dries overnight, the chemical where you don't see any of these shapes is going to turn even a darker blue, and the students will be pleasantly surprised. So here we go. That's the solar paper lesson.